And I'm live. Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of a show that I haven't done in months called the Comic Haul. This is just to test the new webcam feature that YouTube is forcing us to use because they said, Hangouts no longer wants, we no longer want to use Hangouts. Now, I tried to go through the streaming aspect of it, but I download all this bullshit, and I'm not going to do that real quick. So I'm going to just try this for a little while, see how well it works. It seems to be working. I did 2 tests earlier. I can see how many people are watching. I can see how many thumbs up I get, which is good. I can control the stream, whatever. It's actually pretty easy to come on in. I actually have a live chat also, I guess. People are chatting while I'm talking, so I guess that's pretty cool. So that might be something fun. That might be a plus on this webcam stuff. So this is just a test for a show I used to do. I'm not doing it as much anymore because comics haven't been as exciting for me as much lately. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. There are a bunch of reasons why, but I just haven't had the time to do it nor the energy to do it. I am still doing my show Dylan Knows, and I will be, since this seems to be working pretty good now, I will be doing a new episode of that probably on Saturday around 9:30 p.m. So you'll get my first taste of webcam Dylan Knows. So call myself a webcam girl now instead of a podcaster, but that's all right. But we're not here to talk about that. We're going to talk about Dylan Knows. I actually say you can edit it, but I don't know what I would edit, so I'm just going to go by the seat of my pants again, so whatever. So as always, these are all comics that I bought that I wanted to get this week. There are other comics that came out, but I just wasn't as excited about them. Absolute Carnage, which is an absolute disaster to me because I hate Carnage, came out this week, but everybody seems to like it a lot, so we'll see what happens. But these are the comics that I got. This is the Comic Haul right here. Boom, right here. Still getting more than I should, but what can I do? I'm just going to do what I always do and see what's going on. So first up, I've been a fan of Tom King's Batman. This is Batman number 76, continuing the City of Bane storyline. Though something weird comes along where he's getting kicked off the book around 81, 82, something about that, 86, 80, 88, I'm sorry, 88. Around issue 88, and then he's going to have the 12-part Bat-Cat limited series, which is weird, just continuing the story he was going to tell, but in a different book. I don't understand it. But anyway, I've really enjoyed this book, and this is... I don't know if I've been enjoying this storyline as much. It's written by Tom King with art by Tony Daniel and inks by Tony Daniel, Sandu Floria, and Norm Ratmud. And you get Hot Catwoman, which I always love. But it's just been I guess you don't want to see your heroes lose, and this seems to be a trend in DC right now where they want all the villains to win and all that stuff, which I think is a bunch of BS. But anyway, doesn't matter. So continuing that City of Bane storyline, and I'm still enjoying it for the most part, but still just sort of like, whatever. Also by Tom King, this is Superman Up in the Sky number 2. Now what this is the second issue, since I haven't done this show in a while. The second issue, this is collecting the Walmart exclusive stories you could only get until now at Walmart. For those who don't know, Walmart has 100-page comics available every month. There's a Batman, a Superman, a Wonder Woman, a Teen Titans one, I think a Swamp Thing one, a Flash one, and there might be some other ones. And it collects old stories. And it also has comics that you can only get, stories you can only get with that when you buy that book right away. But now, since not everybody gets them, like the Walmarts I've gone to, I got the first issues, but then when I went and tried to get the second issues, they were like gone. And I went to the same location I got them before, and they weren't there. So I don't know what the situation was with that. So I wasn't able to get this. So I wanted to see Tom King's version of Superman. I wanted to see Brian Bendis' version of Batman. Luckily, they've been able to re-release them now that the story's pretty much, I guess, wrapped up. So this is issue 2, collecting, I think, 2 and 4. I mean, issues 3 and 4 of the stories. It's an interesting saga. Superman wrestling. It's written by Tom King with art by Andy Andy Kubert, or is it Adam? I think it's Andy. I'm pretty sure it's Andy Kubert. If it's not, it's one of the Kubert boys. It's either Andy or Adam. I can't think of who it is right now. I think it's Andy. It's Andy. Yes, it is. All right. So it's Andy Kubert. So there we go. So that's fantastic. So the first storyline is the boxing match, and the second one is Superman talking with aliens. So the first issue was pretty interesting. It was a little off kilter because he's doing some sort of weird dancing around story, which is interesting, I guess. But it's good. Another cool feature is I can see exactly, I've been on for 5 minutes and 40 seconds, and it's a continual live countdown, which I think is really cool also. So I'm liking some of the aspects of this. Still, it's kind of hard to get in there and do stuff like that. Next up, we have Lois Lane #2. This is the 12-issue miniseries written by Greg Rucka with art by Mike Perkins. Now, the first issue, I wish I would have done this show last month, because the first issue had a bunch of sexy Lois Lane, which I've been a recurring joke on the show, including her slipping in the shadow of Superman, which is fantastic. But I have just Greg Rucka, who's a fantastic writer, just writing a story about Lois Lane that ties into the regular book right now. So along with Matt Fraction's Jimmy Olsen, which I think about probably next week. So, you get some Mike Perkins-esque artwork, which is pretty good. Got some, good stuff. So it's an interesting story. So we'll continue with that. Here's one of my bitches. Now, you can say that it's my own fault, and I'll admit it probably is my own fault, but I don't want to get a subscription at my local comic shop. I haven't gotten a subscription at my local comic shop in a long time. There have been times, twice, as a matter of fact, that I have gotten subscriptions and I've let them lapse because I lost interest in comics, or I didn't have the money to buy them, and I didn't say anything. And so it kind of screws the store. And now they have to get rid of my books that are over a month old, whatever. And I just never know what's going to happen, or if I'm going to come back and do that, or what books I really, really want, or if I'm going to keep doing it, stuff like that. But one of the downsides to that is I won't get what I want. And I'm okay with that most of the time, except this week brought it more to clarity. I went there on Wednesday, so the comics just came out at around 5:30 coming back from work. I got in there and I started grabbing the stuff, and one of the things I saw was this, and this is something else that's pissing me off also. This is the Green Lantern #10. Now, I like the Green Lantern. It's Grant Morrison, Liam Sharp. They're doing a very interesting take on it. But this is a variant cover, which, again, is not a problem. I like the fact they're doing variant covers because sometimes you like the variant cover better than you like the regular cover. But in this case, DC's deciding they want to try something different, which a lot of people are speculating that could lead to changing the price of comics. Because right now, comics are $3.99 for the most part. But DC's decided that they're going to release their variants now in cardboard, sort of thick cover, and add $1 because of that. So this cost me $4.99 because they did not have any of the $3.99 cover. Now, obviously, they saw the price point and said, F that, I'm not going to buy that when I can get this same book for $3.99. And I was a moron that I didn't get there sooner, I guess, but I thought they'd have more of the regular copies in there instead of the variant. But maybe that's what they were expecting. They were hoping that the people, the variants used to be $3.99. So maybe they were hoping that would be the situation. But no, in this case, everybody bought the $3.99s and said, F the $4.99 one. But I need to keep up with my collection, so here I am buying it for $4.99. So, I mean, it's a good cover and all that, Kari Andrews, but just not a big fan of the extra $1. Now, I like the hardcover, but it just, again, that extra $1 just irks me. So, pretty good story on that. So we'll see. Next up, we have Deceased #4, which is, unfortunately, Tom Taylor, I've always thought would be a interesting guy to read because I hear so much good stuff about him. But I honestly haven't really liked any of the stuff that he's done. And this is just his Marvel Zombies, but in the DC universe. It doesn't even take place in regular continuity. So, I don't know. It's just one of these things that, okay, it's a big deal, blah, blah, blah. So Tom Taylor, Trevor Hairsine artwork, and as I said, basically it's like Marvel Zombies, but instead it's DC Zombies. So whatever. So again, just sort of the issue with comics just sort of getting redundant, but I guess you could say that about anything, really, to be honest. Here's the other thing that irks me also. Year of the Villain Sinestro #1. This is a one-shot, $4.99, coinciding with the Year of the Villain. DC again is doing one of these company-wide crossovers, and it all started with Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV trying to rewrite the DC universe and make an interesting story, and they're making the villains be winners and all this stuff. I don't. But I bought this mostly because Mark Russell's the writer of it, and when I read the description of it, it sounded pretty good. The artwork is by Yildiray Cinar. But it just, again, it's a $4.99 one shot that has really nothing else to do with it. I haven't been the biggest fan of the Year of the Villain story, but I figured I would get it and take a look at it. And am I regretting it a little bit? Maybe a little bit, but we'll see. So we'll see. There's going to be a whole bunch more of them coming out in the next few months. So I don't know if I'm going to keep buying them or not. So we'll see what happens. But I hate these types of crossovers and I hate where they're going with the DC universe, and it continues in Justice League #29, Year of the Villain crossover there. Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV writers, artwork by Bruno Redondo, and it's just showing the villains winning, and we've seen this. One of the first things they did, the Marvel 52, was the Year of the Villain stuff, and the villains are okay, but and it's always interesting to see when the villains win and stuff like that, but it's just sort of like, ugh, let's get on with it. So that's the last of the DC ones. Now Marvel is doing similar stuff as well. This last couple weeks ago, I should have brought this up when I got the first issue, but House of X is Jonathan Hickman's reimagining of the mutant universe. He's taking over the writing of the core series, and he's setting up his storyline in a bunch of 6-issue miniseries, House of X and Power of X. Power of X #1 came out last week. House of X came out 2 weeks ago. House of X #2 came out. Now this is where I like this. I like the variant cover better than the regular cover. I thought this was an excellent Storm cover. And I enjoyed Jonathan's first issue of House of X. I haven't read Planet X yet. We'll see about that. Pepe Larraz is the artist, and you get a good little combination of, you get some story, lots of reading like that, and then you get some of these weird charts and graphs that are part of the storyline as well. It was good, and I liked it, so we'll see about it in the future. This was a total, it looks interesting. Let me just pick it up. It's Agents of Atlas #1. It's written by Greg Pak, and it's got a great team. When I saw what the team was, I think I got excited about it. It's written by Greg Pak with art by Nico Leone. It also has a backup story by Jeff Parker, who was the guy who originally created Agents of Atlas, with Carlo Paglione and Jason Paz doing the story. But the members of the Agents of Atlas are Jimmy Woo, Silk, Brawn, who's Amadeus Cho's new name, Shang-Chi, who's going to be getting his own Marvel movie soon, Swordmaster, Arrow, Wave, Crescent, Luna Snow. And you've got some interesting new characters and some old type of characters to see that. So I figured I'd pick it up and check it out. I like Greg Pak also. Plus my daughter's been reading Arrow, and I just wonder if maybe she would be interested in it as well. It's a interesting team book. So this was a total impulse buy, and we'll see if I keep up with it, because I've done that before. Savage Avengers, and just like, why did I buy this? Another one I thought I'd buy for my daughter, but it also, because it has a few members of Power Pack in it, is the Future Foundation #1. This is written by Jeremy Whitley with art by Will Robeson. And it consists of a team of Yondu, Alex Power, Julie Power, Dragon Man, Bentley 23, Anome, Artie Leach from X-Men, the Moloids, and the Uari. So it's kind of a futuristic sort of thing, but it has two members of Power Pack on it. The Future Foundation was something that was big in Hickman's actual Fantastic Four run, when he did the Fantastic Four run. So we'll see what happens. This Bentley 23 looks like he's the other member of Power Pack. So we'll see. So that's good. Sensational Spider-Man one-shot number 1. Again, it's Spider-Man, it's Peter David and Rick Leonardi. This is a weird one, though. Apparently, a fan back before they did this in Secret Wars in the mid-'80s thought, why can't Spider-Man have a black costume? And he created the black costume, and Marvel sort of shelved it. But now they decided, hey, we're going to bring this out nowadays, and we're going to have Peter David write it and Rick Leonardi artwork. And this is the black costume before the symbiote. And so it just, and there's the letter and detailing the whole story is involved in this. There's also a backup story written by Tom DeFalco and Ron Frenz with inks by Sal Buscema. So you get some of the old school guys coming in here. And it's always fun to see those stories as well. DeFalco and Frenz were huge in the late 80s, and Sal Buscema is a good inker as well. So that's a pretty interesting aspect as well. Black Cat with the sexy J. Scott Campbell cover, and Black Cat's already sexy as it is. This is the 3rd issue. It's written by Jed MacKay with art by Travel Foreman with flashback art by Michael Dowling. So it's Black Cat. She's sexy Black Cat. She's connected to Spider-Man, so I figured I'd pick up the series for a little while, see if it picks up for me. Again, we'll see what happens. There's all kinds of stuff going on, so we shall see. Next up, we have Zdarsky's Daredevil. He's been killing it on this, and this is such a great cover also. This is issue number 9, written by Chip Zdarsky, who's been actually a really good writer, believe it or not. And art by Lalit Kumar Shamara and inks by Jay Leaston. So Daredevil always seems to bring out the best in a lot of writers. So you get that as well. So fantastic. So that's good on that. That's it for Marvel. Independence, this is my other bitch I'm going to talk about. This is Buffy number 7. This is a variant cover. Again, same situation that came up with Green Lantern was Buffy has a bunch of variants. And when I went to pick up my stuff, all the regular $3.99 issues were gone of Buffy. And the variants, for whatever reason, maybe they're less whatever, the comic store had put in bagged and boards and had upped the price by $2 to $6. But again, didn't know when they were going to get any more in. And I've been reading Buffy. Actually, I've been enjoying it a lot. And actually, I like this variant cover of Robin Wood. But to pay $6 for a book pissed me off, because I came in on a Wednesday, and again, maybe it's my own fault, but still I find it kind of annoying that happened. But I've really enjoyed this reboot of Buffy. It's quite different than you expect. It's written by Jordi Belair with art by David Lopez and Sass Millage. It's a different take on it, and they're rearranging a lot of different things. Willow is already a lesbian in this one and has a girlfriend. Xander's been bitten by a vampire. Spike is out and about. Angel really isn't already. And he's playing sort of the angel role. And Robin Wood, who didn't make his appearance to the last season of Buffy, is now a student with Buffy and all of them. So it's kind of a whole different mishmash, but it's definitely a really interesting taste. Anya already owns the magic shop, and she's older than expected. So there's a whole lot of different things going on. Section 0, Carl Kesel, Tom Grummett. I've loved them together. And I love the series, and they're reprinting it now. Haven't seen it in a while, but I love Grummett and Kesel's artwork, and Kesel is a underrated writer. So I've been picking this up also, and I kind of like it. So the old school style stuff. And finally, we have Red Sonja and Vampirella meet Betty and Veronica number 3. Continuing Archie's bizarre little change they're doing, written by Amy Chu with art by Maria Lara Sanapo. So you get Vampirella, you get Red Sonja, you get Betty and Veronica. So it's a unique take on everything. So that's it. Am I going to keep doing the Comic Haul? Probably not. But don't be surprised if someday you might see me pop up again on your live stream. This was just basically a test run for me to see how I'm going to like Dylan Knows tomorrow. So tomorrow, check out Dylan Knows around 9:30 live streaming on YouTube. And then I'll be able to, I think, share it to Facebook and Twitter for those who didn't see the live stream. I still don't quite know how that's going to go yet, but it looks like I can directly share it after I finish the stream here. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully this will get some views, and hopefully things will be continuing in a good way. And this is not going to be an issue for me, and the streaming way that they're doing stuff is going to work out to be better. So thank you for watching. Go to your comic store, buy these comics, go see what else they got going on. They got a whole bunch of stuff rolling through, all these big event stuff coming up, all kinds of crazy things rolling through very soon. Check out your local comic book store, see what's going on. And if you don't know where your local comic book store is, go to your search engine, type in Comic Shop Locator Service. And when you find the website that you want, you click on it, you get sent to the website. The first thing you'll see is a place to put your zip code. Write your zip code, hit enter. It'll list all the comic shops within about a 20-mile radius of your area. All right, on that note, I am going to see how well this goes. I'm going to end the stream now and see if it's still going to be feasible for Dylan Knows. Come back, watch it live. It'll be longer than 21 minutes, 28, 29, 30 seconds, 31 seconds. It'll be longer than that. Should be a double episode, so I'll probably be doing a little bit over 2 hours tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll be able to get some likes, some viewers, which I can see up there in the corner. Nobody's there now, and also any comments on the side. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for everything. And I'll see you later, and let's hope everything goes good. I'm going to see if I can end this stream right at 22 minutes, which is in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.